I know something deeply personal about you. What could that be? Watching the video. And you know exactly the same thing about me. That we all want to be happy and fulfilled and live the best possible life that we can do, one that we truly deserve to be able to live. Picture this, I'm 18 months into working for a world top global 10 brand, and my desk reflected my mind. It was all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted from my career. There was nothing heartfelt from within motivating me. There was a battle going on inside. There was the logic. You know you can find out what it is. And then there's the emotions that kept seesawing and crossing over and attacking the logic. There was this internal battle going on. And because they knew each other that well, they exploited each other's weaknesses. It created all sorts of turmoil. I felt out of sorts. Not all the time. I'd go off and veer and do different things, but the undercurrent always brought me back to this notion, this feeling, this part of me that knew there was something else I could be doing, something that made me happy and more fulfilled. There was something inside that just wanted me to express, not for more, but to express what I already had within me. That night, I made a decision to cross the line. No more half loving life, but to live the life we all truly deserve. So I decided to get promoted, but I had to do things differently because the last 18 months, nothing suggested that this was even possible. On the Saturday at football, I heard a guy talking in the team about his organisation that he worked for. Within 16 weeks, I'd opened this multinational world top 3 in what it did, global giant, and 6 other accounts, so 137 new businesses all lit up within 16 weeks. I was promoted. Boy, did I feel good. Oh, wait a minute, that's gone miles away. I'll be back in a minute. So everything was amazing. I'd cracked the code. There was nothing else to learn in life. Not quite. 2 unfulfilling jobs later, or roles later, I just had something that wasn't quite in place, or some misalignment. So as you can see, things had to change. I was curious about how I produced something which was really kind of like way above what I thought was possible, and became happy and fulfilled. And then it went. Where was it go? Where did it go? How did I get it back? So I started to go on a journey to really unfold what was going to make me happier, more fulfilled and successful, and to enjoy life more. So I didn't care about things that were, not really that important and derailed me. And I found some really exciting things that I've shared with lots and lots of people to help them transform and to create a career and a life beyond amazing in many ways. So I'm going to share these with you so that you can look at where you are and identify how they can help you to get some more clarity, some internal spark, some happiness, how to get yourself back into that state of fulfillment. And I've invented, I suppose, or created out of the knowledge that's been shared with me, some really intuitive methods that are all based upon you and how you would like to live your life in a way that's going to make you happier and more fulfilled. Let's dive into this. One night, it all came together. I developed something called the emotional evaluator. I knew it worked. As soon as I saw it, I thought it was a £1 million idea. I was wrong. It's creating hundreds of millions for organisations, personal best, enhanced relationships, help people health-wise, what they do outside work. But I had to see whether or not it would work with others. I'd never done anything like this before, and I contacted the organisations. Coca-Cola sent their head trainer and delegates. Kraft Foods sent many of delegates. The Chamber of Commerce did. Local business owners. In my hometown at Astley Bank. And a Premiership Soccer Premier League winning football team sent one of their top people as well. And they all uncovered something wonderful about what they wanted to achieve personally. And they must have went back to their businesses because I was summoned and the energy was really positive. And then I was asked if I could work with the organisation and teams and individuals, but not for personal outcomes, but to align heart, mind and emotions with organisational objectives. I'll tell you what happened. I convinced the organisations not just to focus on the business side, which obviously is imperative to what they do, but to give a holistic approach with focus on people's health, their relationships and what they would do with time and money freedom. Let's speak about results, which really means people expressing their heartfelt desires. These are just a quick overview of some of the brilliance that people have been able to express in their career and outside of that as well. There's Neil, for example, who wanted to get promoted, move countries and stay with the same organisation and build his own house. Within 6 months, all of that was on the go for making that clearly defined heartfelt desire. Then there was Natalie, who wanted to bring out an absentee attrition HR dovetailed into recruitment project that worked magnificently. You can see how varied things are for each person in each particular situation. And then there was Peter that transitioned out of sport, that got his amazing job and career started after months and months and months of not even getting interviews. Then Paula, and this is the beauty of heartfelt desire, she just wanted a more peaceful and calm mind at work, and she worked towards that and enjoys that more now than ever before. Andy, Brazil, northeast tip, low socio-economic area, sold malnutrition, did a joint venture with Walmart, biscuits, cheese and yogurt into the area to provide nutrition for those families and to give people a better quality of life. And then there's Peter that wanted to make $1 million, never done that in his life, and did that within just I think 14 months, something like that. Keith had an idea that translated into $124 million in 14 months. Andy lost 12.7 kilos as well during this time. People have picked up relationships where they've left off or reinvigorated the relationships and brought a sense of life and purpose and meaning back into those. There was Tony that had an idea that landed $25 million in 11 weeks. So you can see that the brilliance of people. Now my question is to you, what's your career, or health and vitality, or relationships, or what you would do with time and money freedom? Heartfelt desire. When it's crystallized, it brings you to life. It's like falling in love for the first time. It just invigorates you with a new energy that you can present to the world in however you want to express it. The interesting thing though was that when people were brilliant in some areas, for example the career, they weren't perhaps in their health or relationships or what they would do with time and money freedom. So what was missing? People could start off well but then fall away as well, and the same thing, the same solution that I went seeking for came to life. I'll explain that now. What I found out was this: there were people that were incoherent in some areas of their life and coherent in others, but they didn't know what the difference was. Let me explain. So incoherent affects our ability to think clearly, to remember, to learn, to reason, and to make effective decisions. Coherence promotes optimal health and performance, greater emotional stability, reinforces positive feelings, increases mental clarity. We make more effective decisions We're in a state of optimal function and enhances our creativity. When I realised that this was the case and how you could move from one to another, the whole world shifted for me and for others too. So who does this work for? Well, it worked for business owners brilliantly. It works for teams and organisations. It works for individuals, employees, people that want to transition out of sport, and students, or people that are lost to find out which direction their career goes, motivated from the deep essence of who they are and how they'd like to live that career and express it. So I've worked with over 3,000 people and organisations, included but not limited to those on the screen below. The reason why I'm sharing this is that heartfelt desire is clearly defined, aligned and believable. Transform your career and personal life instantly. The importance of this is that when we're right, we make more effective decisions, more creative, and we can live a life that we truly feel good about, that we want to express ourselves in really amazing ways. The Prime Aspiration script, or Prime Aspiration system, if that's a better suited word for you, is just 2 to 3 minutes a day. I've managed to bring everything together so that you have a clearly defined heartfelt desire. On the left-hand side of the page, or image page, you've got the logic that supports the outcome being achieved. They're the facts. And on the right-hand side, which relates to the emotional side of the brain, you've got the emotions that correspond to it. And then you have a symbol of what that completion, that achievement, that result, that outcome for you symbolises. And then there's just 18 words below on how to use that effectively. So in just 2 to 3 minutes a day, you've got your clarity, you've got your logic, you've got emotion, you've got a symbol, you've got all these senses being wisely used to enhance how you go about living. And that's what all this brings together and formulates in a very natural and simple way. And you can use it, and you'll notice after a few days or a week or so, you won't rely on the paper anymore. You'll just have this in your mind that starts to then seek out opportunities to make things happen in a really effective way for you. You see, the more we experience heartfelt coherence, the more our baseline of living comes about or moves up. And someone once said to me, life's about not peak performances which you come down from. It's ascending plateaus where you establish one thing and then you move forward to the next and next. Now, that doesn't mean to say that you don't get various things coming at you on each of those stages of development, because of course you do. And life becomes something which you can deal with more effectively and you can respond to, and you feel like you're living it in a way that is bringing more meaning and purpose and prosperity, wealth, love, all into your life. So if I've resonated with you and what I've said, and you want to define your heartfelt desires, then there's a great program and opportunity to do it, which is a natural way just to bring these about, and you can start to instantly change how you go about living in a way that's congruent, in a way that aligns best with you. My name's Paul Rodden. Thanks for listening, and check out the details below.